on.
We are yet this day in our captivity where thou hast gathered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payment.
What is captivity?
To be subject to payment.
A court note is what?
To be subject to payment.
A mortgage is what?
To be subject to payment.
A cell phone bill is what?
To be subject to payment.
God said, behold, this day we are what?
Yet in our captivity.
So God says because you have a mortgage or a car note and a phone bill and electric bill, that is captivity to God. That's slavery.
That's right.
Sister Fly right here, she understands what God just said. Give her a fly. Read it again.
Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity where thou hast gathered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payment according to all the iniquities of our fathers.
According to what?
According to all the iniquities of our fathers.
According to the sins that our fathers committed, meaning our ancestors. You understand what I'm saying? Because God says that you are your ancestors. You understand what I'm saying? And there is no way around God.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying? You can't just act like, think because you think God don't exist, that these conditions ain't gonna happen to you. Give me that in Romans chapter 3, because that's what our people like to do. They like to deny. You understand what I'm saying? They like to deny. They be like, you know what, since I don't go to church, you know what I'm saying? Or since I don't read the Bible, God ain't real. Au contraire. You understand? Give me that in Romans chapter 3. Start at verse 3.
Romans chapter 3 and verse 3. For what if some did not believe?
God says so guess what? What if you don't believe? What if you don't believe you still in captivity? Read.
Shall their unbelief make the faith of God without effect?
God said just because you don't believe don't mean that he's not going to shake things up on the earth.
That's right.
Does that mean that nuclear fire is not going to rain down? Does that mean that your soul won't go to hell when he judged this place? Just because you don't believe, God said it's still going to happen. Read on.
God forbid.
God said, God forbid, read.
God forbid. Yea, let God be true, but every man a liar.
Guess what? You living inside of a lie. That's what God says. You understand what I'm saying? God said go back to Baruch chapter 3 and verse 8. God said we are in our captivity for the sins of our fathers. And guess what? We're in the midst of the sin today. Read that verse from the top again.
Baruch chapter 3 and verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity.
That means you're not free. Read.
Where thou hast gathered us.
You know how you're not free? Because you went to work. You worked hard all week. You worked 40, 50, 60 hours. You understand what I'm saying? You worked all them hours. You got paid, and guess what? You gave all that money right back. You got $33.06 in your account, and you think because your car clean that you out in front like you got something. God knows you ain't got nothing. You understand what I'm saying? Read on.
We are yet this day in our captivity where thou hast gathered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payment.
To be what?
To be subject to payment according to all the iniquities of our fathers.
Because our forefathers sinned, which taught us to sin. You understand what I'm saying? Now give me that in Deuteronomy chapter 28.
Bring it up.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and read verse 1. So what? What is sin? Sin is breaking God's laws, statutes, and commandments. You understand what I'm saying? And because of that, we are slaves in this society. That's what God says. So guess what? If we keep the commandments, let's find out what God gonna do to us. Come on, read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass.
God said this gonna happen. Whether you believe or not, this gonna happen. Read.
If thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
God said if you keep his laws, statutes, and commandments, read.
To observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
You see that? God said that he was gonna put the black, Hispanic, and Native American on high if we do what he say. But guess what you do? The white man said that you can buy and sell on the Lord's Sabbath day, and you said, okay. The white man said that you can put blonde hair in your head, and you can wear pants, and you're a woman, and you said, okay. You are of your father the devil. You're worshiping Satan when you do that. God said, remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. That's what he said.
That's right.
You understand? We're going to get that in a minute. But get Proverbs Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 5. Come on.
Bring it out. This is Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 5. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart.
Read it again.
Trust in the Lord with all thine heart.
And that's what our people fail to do. We fail to believe the words of God. You understand what I'm saying? God said, trust in him with all your mind. Read.
And lean not unto thine own understanding.
God says, lean not on your own understanding. You know what that means? The education you received when your ancestors was enslaved here, God said, don't trust that. God said, don't trust that. They called you black. God said you are an Israelite, God's chosen people. But you want to say that you African American. That means you don't trust in the Lord.
That's right.
Read.
In all thy ways acknowledge him.
God said in all your ways acknowledge him. He said don't buy and sell on the Lord's Sabbath day.
That's right.
So guess what? If you buying and selling on the Lord's Sabbath day, which is Saturday, that is not acknowledging God. That is acknowledging the devil. That is acknowledging the deceiver. And I know it hurts, but God don't give a damn about your feelings.
That's right.
He don't care how you feel. It's just like a child, right? A child asks you for the newest, latest video game. He wants the new PlayStation 7, 5, 6, whatever out right now, or the new Xbox. But you gave that child rules and regulations that they needed to do in your house. You said, hey, I need you to vacuum my floors and make sure the dishes wash and clean the dishes. You come home, your child ain't do none of that. But they asking you for an Xbox. Is you gonna give it to them? Hell no. Because they don't deserve it. But what you gonna give them, you ain't gonna give them what they asked for. You gonna give them that ass whooping that they earned for disrespecting you, for dishonoring you. So God says this, read it again.
In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path.
And when you acknowledge God, that's when he's going to put the prophets in your face, and you're going to learn what God has for you to do. Read on.
Be not wise in thine own eyes.
Read it again.
Be not wise in thine own eyes.
Because guess what? You're going to hear some things come out this Bible that you're not going to agree with. It's going to go against all of your habits. You understand what I'm saying? God said you can't cook on Saturday. You're going to be like, man, I barbecue every Saturday though. You see that? God said don't lean on your own understanding. That's your own vain opinion. God going to judge you for that. Let's read it again.
Be not wise in thine own eyes.
Don't think you know more than God. Don't think like, oh, God ain't tripping off that. He ain't tripping off that I'm finna barbecue this meat. That's a little thing. No, God trip off everything. He care about everything. Just like you care about everything in your house. You know how when you come home and the remote ain't where you left it? You mad as hell. And you know one of your kids put it somewhere. So guess what you gonna do? You gonna render judgment. And that's what God gonna do. If you don't do what he say, judgment is coming. And ain't nobody gonna be able to say on that day, oh, I didn't know. That ain't gonna be no excuse. You're not gonna be able to plead guilty with an explanation with God. Because we out here telling you what he expect. Read again.
Be not wise in thine own eyes.
Don't think you know more than God, read.
Fear the Lord.
Do what?
Fear the Lord.
You need to fear the Lord way more than you fear this white man that told you don't run that red light.
That's right.
You need to fear God way more than you fear that white man that told you to stop at the stop sign.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying? Read.
Fear the Lord and depart from evil.
And depart from evil, meaning do what God said. That's what it says. Give me Jeremiah chapter 7 and verse 23. You understand what I'm saying? Hey, from purple. Did you get a flyer? Come talk to us. We ain't just out screaming on the mic. We want to enlighten you on what God has for you. You understand what I'm saying? Because this world about to end. And guess what? You going to end with it. Your flesh going to end with it, but your soul going to die in torment if you don't come listen. Hey, what's your name, buddy? How you doing, man? You got any questions about God today? That's why we out here. Do you believe in God? Let me ask you that question first. You believe in God, bro? You don't? Why not? Give me some answers. You ever read the Bible before? Be honest now, because you looking at men that read the Bible every day. So we gonna know if you lying or not. So I'm gonna ask you a question. Be honest. This is how we gotta come to God, bro. We gotta be honest. Now, have you ever read the Bible before? Okay. What don't you agree with? What you don't believe in? When you read this Bible and picked it up, what made you say, you know what? This ain't real. I want to know. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. So what don't you believe? Come on, man. You can't just be making. We got to be men.
Self-infliction.
What you mean self-infliction? Give me an example.
God should not go on without self. God should never lie. Self is our left eye. Self-infliction. We call it pain on others.
You don't believe in that. I don't. What you saying ain't making no sense. You understand what I'm saying? I need you to make it clearer.
No, but with the word I believe the word behind the scenes.
You believe in it, but what don't you? Well, why you not doing what God said? Did you know today was the Lord's Sabbath day? You know what the Sabbath day is? Let me ask that first. Okay, give me that in Genesis 21. Let's start there. We got an honest man. He don't know. I asked him what the Sabbath day is. He said, what's that? So we gonna explain it to you, bro. You understand what I'm saying? And this is love. Love is teaching your people what can help to help them to receive salvation. Because right now, today, all these people that's walking past, they in a way of death and they don't even know it. You understand? And God don't give a damn. He got 2/3 of his people slated for death, meaning they got to die. It's already gonna happen because God said it. But we gonna show you a way to not receive that.
This is what I do. I believe in God said, ask you should receive, knock the door should be open.
Okay.
All
right, well we finna help you right now. Yeah, we gonna help you. We helping you right now. Watch this. Give me that Genesis 2.
Genesis chapter 2 and verse 1. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And on the seventh day.
What day?
On the seventh day.
What day is the seventh day? What day is the seventh day? What's your name, bro?
The seventh day is
Sabbath, right? On the seventh day,
God ended his work which he had made.
So God didn't work on that seventh day. He stopped working. Read.
And he rested on the seventh day.
He did what?
He rested on the seventh day.
So he rested on the seventh day, which was Saturday. Read.
From all his work which he had made.
Read.
And God blessed the seventh day.
He did what to the seventh day?
Blessed the seventh day.
God blessed the seventh day. You heard what I'm saying? What's your name, bro? Young William. Yeah, what did God say he did on the seventh day? He rested and he did what? Read it again.
And God blessed the seventh day.
He blessed the first day.
God blessed the seventh day.
No, he blessed the third day.
God blessed the seventh day.
You know why I'm harping on that? Because people like to say stuff, well, I worship God every day. God blessed what day?
The seventh day.
And God blessed the seventh day of the week, William. Read.
And sanctified
And he
it.
cleansed that day. Read.
Because that in it he had rested from all the work which he had created and made.
So that's why he blessed that day. Now give me Exodus 31 and 16. How important is the seventh day of the week? See, that's what we need to understand, because our people being deceived. Don't you know on Sunday 99% of our God-fearing, so-called God-fearing people for being at church on the first day of the week? God didn't bless that day. He didn't sanctify that day. He didn't cleanse that day. You understand what I'm saying? But guess who got them going on that day? The deceiver. So hold up, William. You running away from your salvation. Hey, sis, you got it flying? You see that? Hold this. Give me that in Zechariah chapter 7 and verse 11. Listen, the word of God is real. And guess what? We're going to bring it to life for you. Watch this, Zechariah 7 verse 11.
Zechariah chapter 7 verse 11. But they refused to hearken.
Read again.
But they refused to hearken.
Here it is. We are here with the words of God, with the words of life. Our people what?
They refused to hearken.
They refused to listen. Read.
And pulled away the shoulder.
They pulled away their shoulder. They turned their shoulders away, meaning they turned their back on the word of God. Read.
And stopped their ears.
And they closed their ears. They put hands on both of their ears. They don't want to hear that they can't buy and sell today. They don't want to hear that they can't eat pork. They don't want to hear that they ain't supposed to eat catfish, crab, and lobster. Our people don't want to hear that. Read.
And stopped their ears that they should not hear. Yea, they made their hearts as an adamant stone.
They made their heart as an adamant stone to the word of God, because you believe that white man gonna save you. rude awakening when that big black man come out that sky. Guess what? If you waiting on a white man to save you, you going back in chains.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying? And that's the truth. That's the truth. All you black men, y'all weak. Y'all weak. Y'all don't want to stand up for the righteousness of God. Matter of fact, give me that Psalm. Psalm 34 verse 16.
Bring it out.
You understand what I'm saying? Because our people don't want to hear the word of God, but they're willing to hear every BS thing they hear on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram.
Rap song.
And a rap song with these dumbass rappers.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying? Y'all want to hear that? You understand what I'm saying? When we talk about how God said the world go in, you don't want to hear nothing about that, even though in your soul you know it's coming to an end.
That's right.
Come on, read.
It's in Psalms chapter 94 verse 16. Who will rise up for me against the evildoers?
When God is asking the question, who gonna rise up? Who gonna rise up against the evil? The evils in the community. Who gonna stand up against the drug dealer? Who gonna stand up against the gangbanger? Who gonna tell these women to stop prostituting themselves on Martin Luther King?
That's right.
And King's Highway.
That's right.
Who gonna do that? You can't call yourself a man and you partaking in any of these things. You weak. That's what God says. Read it again.
Who will rise up for me against the evildoers?
Why all our black men, all our black women making these Arabs millionaires and billionaires investing in low self-esteem, buying their wigs? Why you can't tell a black woman she's beautiful the way she is?
That's right.
She don't gotta put 30-inch extensions in her hair so she can attract a man. Or she ain't gotta dress like a hoe to get a righteous man's attention.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying? That's the black man's fault. Read it again.
Who will rise up for me against the evildoers?
The man that's out here making 3 and 4 different baby mamas. That's an evildoer.
What is nation? Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models.